Yeah! Hello everyone, my name's Ivo.
I'm Reece. Welcome to Frame Rate.
Welcome.
We're reviewing movies. Today we're talking about Justice League. Right.
So, Reece, my friend,
That's me.
what did you think about Justice League? What were your expectations going into this movie?
My expectations were... I wasn't disappointed by this film because my expectations were already low.
I agree.
This movie didn't underwhelm me. It didn't overwhelm me. It met exactly what I was expecting from it.
Doesn't change the fact that the movie was pretty underwhelming and poorly written, averagely acted, averagely shot. The score was okay.
It's an average film. The score was forgettable. There was no score except for Wonder Woman's intro that anyone will remember, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because hers is so obvious and terrible.
All right, let's talk about the story, the overarching story, and how bland it was.
Some guy named Steppenwolf
Steppenwolf.
He's collecting some tesseract. Cubes.
Some infinity stones. Some boxes.
Boxes, yeah. 3 boxes from 5,000 years ago. As far as in this movie goes, they don't explain anything about them except that they're
Powerful.
They don't contain power. They are power.
Whatever the fuck that means. I don't even know what that means.
Screenwriting 101.
Yeah. The main villain in this movie was completely forgettable.
Absolutely.
Generic, by the numbers, super intimidating villain that wasn't even intimidating at all.
Wants to take over the world for no reason other than that's what he wants to do.
Because he was created
He's
to
just
do it.
in a mood. He's doing it for Mother. They don't explain who Mother is.
Who's the mother? Who gave birth to this fucking disgusting man?
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I don't know.
We'll give him credit. He had a cool voice.
Yeah.
I like his voice, but it's so simple to make a villain with a cool voice.
Just dub the man's voice about 10 times and lower the dB, and
Yeah.
there you go. Cool villain voice. 101. Everything was either generic and average, or just like pretty fucking bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, this isn't really a spoiler, because anybody who's like above the age of 5 should have guessed that Superman would be in this movie or come back as Superman.
How he came back was not good.
It was not good, and then it just turned entertaining.
Yeah, they did his return right, I guess. That was a redeeming factor from this film.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hang your cape, so to speak, on just Superman when making a film like this.
Like, he was barely even gone.
Oh, yeah, they don't explain how much time passed between his death and the current events because they didn't have time for that,
They didn't have time for a lot of things in this movie. A lot of things are rushed in this movie.
Absolutely. That's what happens when you cut out a third of it, 45 minutes.
And then change directors halfway through.
Yeah.
CGI somehow was even worse than the previous 4 DC movies.
CGI just gets worse over time.
Like, Man of Steel had better CGI than this movie.
Absolutely.
I don't understand how that works.
And even some of the shots, like I was saying earlier, the Aquaman shot, going for just a major close-up, and it just looks atrocious. It is awful. I'm not sure what the budget was, but that goes back to how much they had to have spent on actors.
The best example is J.K. Simmons.
Huh.
He's in the movie in 2 scenes, and they probably gave him
Whatever he asked for.
whatever he asked for. Yeah, that's very true.
This movie spent its money on Aquaman's Aeropostale pants.
Yeah, that sponsorship with
Yeah.
Forever 21.
That look though, that's not even the movie. That's just Jason Momoa.
That's very true.
That's literally him.
that's
They're just
just
like,
his look.
take your shirt off. We're gonna give you a couple more tattoos. Like this tattoo on his left arm is actually his tattoo. They didn't cover it. They didn't change it. They
I
just,
didn't know that.
Yeah, they kept this tattoo. And then he has some tattoos on the side over here that match his actual tattoo. So they're like, all right, you take your shirt off, we'll work with you. You don't work with us, we'll work with you.
Do you want to just be the director, please? Zack Snyder, please.
Anyone can have it. We're giving that to anyone.
But yeah, let's talk about all the characters individually, starting with Batman, because he's probably the biggest one.
The biggest, but the
Most underwhelming.
Yeah, he doesn't do much of anything.
Because he literally can't. He's also old as fuck. Like, he's past his prime.
Which
while everyone else in the Justice League is in their prime. Well, I don't know why they chose that route. Like, Wonder Woman's still, like, aged. I think she's still in her prime. The Flash is young as shit. Cyborg just became Cyborg.
Literally just became Cyborg.
Yeah. I don't know why they made Batman so old in this movie.
They acknowledge it, but it doesn't change the fact that he's old as fuck.
Yeah, it just makes him more unproductive than he usually would be in these situations.
Absolutely.
When fighting fucking ridiculous bug aliens from the planet Geonosia from Star Wars Attack of the Clones. That's pretty much what these fucking dudes are, man.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about Cyborg, because that was probably the most surprising part. He was the best character in this movie.
Written and
he had an actual
well-rounded
arc in this movie from a beginning, middle, and end. Like, you saw his growth.
Yes.
This movie had no tension.
Oh, none.
Actually, I never thought about it. This movie had nothing. Like, there was no stakes in this movie at all. There was never a part of the movie where I was just sitting there like, oh god, is someone gonna get injured, someone gonna get hurt, or someone's gonna die.
Flash has superpowers, but there's a moment where Steppenwolf grabs him and full force throws him against a stone pillar at the end there. He gets up, he's like, I'm still Flash, haha.
Actually, like,
I'm hungry.
In that same shot when he like lands on the ground, his face just like
he looks limp. Like, I thought they're gonna be like, oh shit, Flash might, like, we have tension, we have something happening, and then like he looks fucked up. And then the next scene,
just like, want to race?
I'm still hungry.
With Wonder Woman, she is pretty much the same as she was in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
She has a little piece near the end of the movie where she like develops as a character, but she's pretty much the same. Same with Batman. Let's talk about another big portion of this movie: the action set pieces, the action scenes.
I didn't care about them. They weren't
forgettable.
They were not superhero, especially Justice League, who has the Superman in them. They weren't superhero level action at all.
Yeah. The only one that I thought was like entertaining, even though I had a little bit too much slow-mo, was the first introduction to Wonder Woman.
I think every scene she was in, every time she was having her single action scene moment, it was slow motion.
DC is just too busy trying to play catch up with Marvel instead of trying to do their own thing. Yeah. And it's just hurting their movies a lot because they have potential.
Absolutely. It's all about the money. It's literally about the money. It's not about making good movies. It is about the money. Fuck Joss Whedon.
Fuck that guy. But
and they hired him because he obviously works with Marvel. He did a bunch of work for them, and those movies have just broken every record ever because of fans.
Comedy,
fan service.
the jokes, relatable story, no tension. Like Batman was even cracking jokes in this movie, like little remarks, which he does on occasion. But the point is that they weren't written good.
No, they weren't timed. They weren't timed right. The Justice League gets their movie started by amateur children interviewing Superman.
Yeah, it reminded me of Homecoming, how that movie started with its found footage, but this one was 10 times worse.
It was worse.
I didn't know I was going to be watching child pornography.
And they tried so hard to make it look unprofessional. They tried so hard to make it look unprofessional and childish, and the kids were all stuttering and laughing at Superman's face looked fucking weird because they had a CGI out his facial hair from whatever the movie was doing.
Yeah, if you enjoyed that first 5 minutes of the movie, for some reason,
if you laughed,
I don't understand. Then you as a person,
you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Keep watching us.
Yeah, even though it's our first video, we don't want you here. Please leave. As a DC fanboy or just a huge fan of DC, like, how can you be proud of this movie, calling itself Justice League, when it was this underwhelming?
That's true.
It's so underwhelming and so short too. It's the shortest DC movie.
2 hours. And
it has the balls to call itself Justice League. The fucking Justice League. It's the same problem I had with Civil War. Like that movie did not need to be called Civil War.
Civil War was fucked up.
Yeah, that movie was also just disgusting.
That was not Civil War. That was Airport Disagreement.
Airport Disagreement. Yeah, Captain America Airport Disagreement. Yeah,
that was not Civil War. I've taken history. I know what a Civil War is about.
Yeah,
that was not Civil War.
I want to talk about the rating system here. 10 out of 10, perfect. 9 out of 10, amazing. 8 out of 10 is great. 7 out of 10 is good. 6 is an average, okay movie. 5 is bad. 4 is terrible. 3 is god-awful. 2 is disgustingly hideous and smelly and shitty and poopy fart. And 1 is ISIS. ISIS.
What is ISIS?
We also do 0.5
0.5s.
increments. So a 7.5 meaning it had the potential to be a great movie, like an 8.
Where ISIS had the potential to be a shitty, smelly, poopy fart.
But it's ISIS.
But it was ISIS.
Sucks for them. For me, my rating for this movie is a flat 5 out of 10. There's more bad than just average for me, so that's why I'm bumping it down to the 5. For some perspective, I gave Thor a 6 out of 10, but even with that being a higher rated movie, I would rather watch this movie than Thor, even though it's objectively worse. What would you give it?
Coming out of the theater, I gave this movie a 6 out of 10 with a 5.5 lingering in the back of my head. Thinking now, and over the course of the last couple hours, I'm taking it down to that 5.5. Like, if this was probably done, it could have been a great movie. Even if not as a movie, grading on that, just grading as a comic book movie, it could have been good. It could have been a good film. It could have had good action scenes. It just could have been some cool superhero action with not even worrying about being a good film. You still could have had the redeeming factor of good superhero action and characters. It could have been okay, but it wasn't.
I know you guys are probably gonna try to roast us in the comment section.
Probably.
We're ready for it. We'll respond to you guys if you guys want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
We're here.
Yeah, guys, if you liked our video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Comment telling us why you liked this movie, why you didn't. If you agree with us, if you don't.
What's your opinion?
Yes, please.
Are you a fanboy or?
We do actually want to talk to you guys.
Intellectual?
And because him and I thoroughly enjoy debating about movies and stuff. So if you guys, we really would appreciate you
I don't
guys
have a job.
commenting. Yeah, we just live here.
Yeah.
I sleep here, he sleeps there.
Mm-hmm. Once the cameras go off, we sleep.
Yeah. Turn off the lights and we just close our eyes and we wake up. When the lights are on, we just make another video.
But yeah, if you like us, hit subscribe. Check us out later.
More to come.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
I cut myself.
Cut myself. Yeah.
Suicide is not a joke.
Unless you're Zack Snyder's daughter.
Yeah.